good morning, horrible human beings. The elephant that could paint episode. This came because my good friend Mel, who actually did a episode about him and his journey and the fighting and all that. He always send me a lot of good videos. So he sent me this video about a elephant that could paint. And apparently, after I researched it, the elephant is in Thailand. But this elephant gets bullied and pushed around by other elephants in the reserve where they live at. And I guess bullying and intimidation is a thing in the animal kingdom too, especially in the elephant community. But the reason this elephant was getting pushed around was because he was different in that he painted, and he was ostracized or whatever. So the people who ran the conservatory or whatever moved him to give him more room to paint and freedom from being isolated. Um, so at first, it made me think about how we all need to find our tribe, and sometimes we're different than the people we're next to or look like or live around or whatever, and that's not necessarily our tribe just because we born in the same community or whatever, which is also true. But then I, the more I researched it, because I thought that was great about an elephant, is that elephants don't naturally know how to paint. It's not saying that they can't, but no more than a human naturally knows how to build a rocket ship or a shuttle for outer space. Not saying they can. Those are things that have to be learned, and more often than learned, they're taught. And in the case with the elephant, his freedom and autonomy, come to find out, elephants don't naturally hold paintbrushes with their trunk and paint trees and landscape. He was actually forced to do that, trained, forced, whatever word you want to use. He was trained or forced to do that to cause a spectacle and draw donations to the conservatory so that, you know, ostensibly so they can help the other elephants there. So he never wanted to paint. He didn't wake up and he wanted to paint and he's different. He was forced to paint. And it's very important to find your tribe in life, no matter how late it is. And that's something I personally didn't learn until way deep in life. After a lot of mistakes and a lot of bad turns or whatever, and I'm still fortunate to be here to have hindsight with. But there's also something to be said for a lot of times you can learn something to help your position, whether it's part of your natural inclination or not. It may be something you have to do. It's something you have to do. There's no choice in it. The same way the elephant don't get a choice to say, you know what, I don't think I'm the one who want to paint. Maybe choose that guy right down there. No, they just pick the elephant and say, you know what, you're gonna be the painting elephant. And it amazed me, how do you train an elephant to paint when they don't do it right? Much like you train anything else other than a human, and in some cases even a human, you train it by punishment. It's like the carrot and the stick. Um, Horrible Human Beings was founded by a equally horrible human being that's also a Nigerian. So that's meeting my man was the first time, that not the first time I had brotherhood with somebody, but the first time I had really known somebody from another country. And my man was from Nigeria, but this was the first time that I learned that in Nigeria there are three tribes, and I'm sure there's subsects within them, but the Igbos, the Hausa, and Yoruba. And from what I understand, the Hausa, if I'm pronouncing it right, kind of run Nigeria, so they never really leave. So it's rare that you kind of meet a lot of Hausa here in America. The Igbos are maybe the majority, and they all throughout the world. There's two sayings I learned. Wherever, well, it's really one saying. It all comes down to this: if you go somewhere and you don't see an Igbo man there, then get the hell out, because there's no money to be made there. And the other saying, a variation, is wherever there's money at in the world, from Antarctica to Lithuania, there's an Igbo man there. Um, and you know, this I had learned this from my Igbo brother and another older gentleman as well. But those Nigerians, and I'm sure there's other sects within Africa and throughout the planet, they have definitive tribes they were born to and been in. You know, that's their natural heritage and their lineage. But here, we in America, without getting to all of the historical and the cultural dynamics, we kind of got to find our own tribe. And maybe it's not something as deep as a lineage that goes back hundreds of years. Maybe it's just finding our own kin or people that's on our own wavelength. My mom used to have the saying, she told me, water seeks its own level. And then the more I got older and I thought about it, I said, that's true. That's true no matter how you look at it. Water seeks its own level. And we can waste so much time trying to fit into something that's not meant for us. You can't put a circle into a square peg. And there's another famous quote from Einstein. It says, "We're all geniuses, but a frog will spend his whole life thinking he's dumb if you judge him on his ability to climb trees." And that was they say, good morning. They said that was they say it was attributed to Einstein, but I doubt it. Come to find out, there's really no proof that it was from Einstein. But it doesn't change it. Gauging our intelligence and our where we can go and our potential by a standard that don't fit us, you can waste a lot of your time, and you can make horrible decisions that cause you to lose your life. Or another way of losing your life is just wasting your life and wasting your time. So, you know, this is for kids that's growing up today, it's a lot different than it was 20, 30 years ago. It's the world is more inclusive. You can find your tribe. You have all different ways of connecting. Even if your tribe is somebody who you only connect with over the computer, and they somewhere in Bombay, and y'all got a chat group or whatever, but like-minded, you can get together and you can allow yourself to thrive, because it's nothing worse than, and it's nothing worse, and it's no more harder work than not being yourself. There's nothing easier than just being yourself, being who you are. Not saying that you can't get better, you can't evolve, but like I had said the other day about happiness, the way I saw it is just being comfortable in your skin. And it's a really, really dope video. Man, I should have Googled it to find the band, but it was from the 90s. It was a rock band. I want to say it was Third Eye Blind, but I'm sure all you got to do is Google it and say Bumblebee Girl video. And in the 90s, it was this video where it started out with this little girl dressed in a bumblebee outfit, and she tap dancing on the stage, maybe for a talent show or whatever. And the people off stage judging her give her the thumbs down, like, you ain't make the cut, get out of there. So she walks off and she leaves the building, the school or whatever. And I guess it showed her going through LA, and she go from Skid Row, she go to Beverly Hills. She sees all different kind of people, and they all point and joke at the little, I think she's a little overweight, the little tap dancing girl dressed like a bumblebee. And it's really actually a deep video, and it's beautiful. So she goes, I think she go to the hood, she go to the upper crust, like I said, she go to the homeless people on Skid Row. They all pointing to her and laughing, but she never stops trying to tap dance, and she just keeps on with the bumblebee outfit until at the very end she gets to I can't remember how she finds it, but she finds a meadow where it's nothing but black, white, Chinese, fat, skinny, old, young people dressed in bumblebee outfits, and they tap dancing. And I can't even remember the name of the band who did that, but I've never forgotten that video. I've never forgotten it. And actually, I think when I finish this, I'm gonna Google it and find out who that band is, and I wonder where the concept came because it maybe resonated real deeply with me, and I didn't even know. Maybe it took another 20 or so years for me to find out. But I leave that to say that find your own tribe, comfortable in your skin. And the other message I take from that painting elephant is sometimes we're forced to do things that's not our choice, to do what we have to do to get where we need to go. And everything that you learn or forced to learn may not help you, and it may help augment somebody else's life, but it's important to know the difference, and it's important to whatever little slice of freedom you can get to break free and do your own thing. Run, find your tribe, get to your people, tap dancing bumblebees. Horrible Human Beings, the painting elephant, find your tribe episode. Be well.